My name is Hunter Thomas, and I'll be going over the Module 3 unit from History B. So this one talks a lot about 1970s, Watergate, and much stuff that happened there. So the first thing we're going to go over is the turbulent 1970s crisis and all those scandals that revolved a lot around Richard Nixon. So Richard Nixon was the 37th president of the U.S. He promised law and order and to end the Vietnam War. He was known for Realpolitik, I think it was. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. And strong foreign policy strategies. Some of his more significant accomplishments was opening diplomatic relationships with China. He had the strategic arm limitation talks with the Soviet Union. He withdrew U.S. troops from Vietnam. Some of his imported policies was new federalism, which shifted power back to the states and created the Environmental Protection Agency in 1970. He supported the Clean Air Act and workplace safety regulations. The economy, though, faced what's called stagflation, which is high unemployment but high inflation, and this increased use of wage and price controls to fight inflation. With him, he also had the Watergate scandal, where 5 men were arrested for breaking into the Democratic National Committee headquarters in the Watergate building in Washington, D.C. Investigations showed the burglars were tied to Nixon's re-election campaign, which caused a lot of major issues because one was illegal. They used wiretapping, political spying, and sabotage, and then it was tried to cover up by order of high White House officials. The Senate Watergate Committee uncovered Oval Office tape recordings like Smoking Gun, which the tape revealed Nixon ordered the obstruction of justice. And this led to Nixon's resignation, which he was facing impeachment for obstruction, abuse of power, and contempt of Congress. August 8th, 1974, Nixon became the first U.S. president to resign. Vice President Gerald Ford took the office the next day. Nixon's legacy became overshadowed by Watergate, despite foreign policy success. So moving on, we got Gerald Ford, which was the first president never to be elected as vice president or president. He was appointed under the 25th Amendment, most controversial decision. And then he pardoned Richard Nixon to heal the nation. That's what he called it. Some of his challenges were severe economic recession, which continued, stagflation, rising unemployment. Some of the foreign policies he did was oversaw final withdrawal from Vietnam, tried to restore trust in the government for the people. He lost the 1976 election to Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was former Georgia governor, ran as a Washington outsider. Some of his goals were energy conservation, I think it was, and development of renewable energy, environmental protection. Some of his major challenges was the oil crisis, which had gas shortages and rising prices, persistent inflation and unemployment. Known for his honesty, but struggled to work with Congress. Carter's foreign policy, Camp David Accords, peace treaty between Egypt and Israel. Carter's greatest achievement emphasized human rights in foreign affairs. But there was the Iran hostage crisis, which is where 52 Americans were held hostage for 444 days. It was a failed rescue mission, damaged Carter's popularity, contributed to Carter's loss to Ronald Reagan in 1980. So to summarize this all up, America in the 1970s, the decade was marked by political scandals, economic struggles, and shifts in foreign policy. Nixon reshaped foreign relations but resigned due to Watergate. Ford, he attempted to restore stability and trust, and Carter focused on human rights but was hurt by economic troubles and international crises. Overall, they were a turning point in America. American public confidence and government accountability.